Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our call tonight. You can hear on my kids' crappy little Chromebook because my screen's officially done. I can't get anything to work on it. I think we just lost LA. We are, 3 days from the official launch of Summit, I guess, if we're not counting today, which will be super exciting. We'll see many of your faces there. Whether you are attending Summit or not, it's still going to be possible for you to be abreast of everything that's going on because the live stream stuff, we'll all be live streaming things and sharing whatnot. So please be sure to plug in and kind of stay up to date with the updates and the announcements that you can be sure to capitalize on all of those as well. They usually have new product launches. They're announcing a new country that we're expanding into. They'll mention also programs that'll be launched through 2020. So it's going to be a lot of information that's going to be helpful, again, whether you are there or not. Also keep in mind that the MM100 dates are all interesting. It's the most complex rollout of a program we've seen in a long time. So just to keep you reminded of this, as of the 15th, the coach window for purchase will end and the customer window for purchase begins, but all of those phase 1 workouts that we have purchased as coaches have access to right now, those will come down. Pretty sure we're keeping the 5 prep workouts so people can continue to prep through the 29th when the actual program launches. So I have been able to enroll a few new coaches in the excitement of this program. So just be sure that you're clear with them of what that expectation is and what those dates are, so that suddenly on the 16th, they no longer have access to that and they're pissed at you for like duping them into getting it early. Just encourage them that they're going to have those prep workouts and it's going to be good and it's a nice little sneak peek, but it's really, I found it an easier sell than Transform 20 was for sure, an easier sell than even 80-Day Obsession, even though it's 100 workouts. The flexibility of it just feels fun, and the shorter timed workouts seem fun. So people are interested in purchasing ahead of time for sure. Also double check the challenge pack configurations because they're different than the ones that we are used to. There's the Jericho challenge pack, which includes power greens. There's all these different levels of challenge pack. If you haven't received your materials, mine are over there. They're so good. The book is really nice. It's hardcover. It's lovely. So be showing that off on your stories and getting everybody intrigued. Jess shared those stories, the video stories that are pretty cool. Brittany posted in Team Fit Dynasty some text that are really cool that you can use in stories. Just throw those up every couple of days, but you guys know this. I'm not saying anything that you do not know. If you have any Success Club points so far this month, throw them in the chat box so we can call you out, since everybody's in different downlines and I can't see all of everybody's business. Or if one of your coaches has Success Club that you want to shout out, feel free to do so as well in the chat, even if they're not on here. And I'll be sure to read those names out loud. I wanted to talk to you mostly tonight about the compound effect. Has anybody listened to or read that book by Darren Hardy? All right, cool. I started listening to it the other day. I downloaded a bunch. I had quite a few Audible credits, which I didn't even know rolled in, and I was able to get a bunch of free books. And I couldn't decide which one to pick to start listening to, and that one was 4 hours and 44 minutes long. And I see the time 444 every single day, both times of the day, because I'm up early like a weirdo. And that was my great-grandma Philomena's house number, 444 Green Street. So I always feel something, and Leslie's talked to me before about angel numbers. 444 is one of my angel numbers. So when I saw that that's how long that book was, I was like, heck, I'm going to listen to it. And I'm liking it. I have to re-listen to some of it because, listening to it on the go in Washington, D.C. with my family, just in between those pockets. But it's so very simple and so very straightforward. But what I like about it is this whole concept is that if you do one extra thing every day, just one extra thing every single day, that compound happens over time. And we don't see those changes, but we really do see them in the long game. But the same is true for the opposite. So that one extra chip that you eat, or that one extra cookie, or those 5 fewer minutes of sleep that you're getting, or that one extra thing you should have said to somebody that would have changed your life that you chose not to say, or the one extra thing you did say to someone when you should have taken a deep breath. All of that compounds. So we want to put our energy into the positive compounding. So here's what I'd like you to do while I go through 6 elements of the compound effect real quick. In your mind, don't have to say these out loud, or you could write them down if you'd like. And if you feel comfortable, you can put them in the chat. That's cool too. But what I would like you to do is to think of something in this business that you would like to achieve, some sort of goal, something with your health that you would like to achieve, and something personally that you would like to achieve. But think long-term. Don't think, oh, I want to be Emerald. You could do that tomorrow if you wanted to. Oh, I want to be elite coach. Wonderful. Think like real long-term. If it's a business goal, perhaps it's to have a thriving team of, 30 ladies, right? Like make it big, make it huge. If it's a personal goal, a health goal, maybe it's that you want to make sure you are getting 8 hours of sleep every night consistently. Or maybe it's making sure that you are exceeding your water intake every day because you want to make sure your skin and your immune system is always on point. Whatever it is, but think big. Don't just think something one time you hit it and it's done. Think of a long-term ongoing kind of goal. Think of those, and then I'm going to share with you some of the elements of the compound effect. There's a lot of cool videos you could find online too. Darren Hardy does speeches at many conferences, so you could always find really cool, quicker takeaways from him if you don't want to listen to or read the whole book. But these are the 6 elements of goal setting and decision making that are needed for success. The first one is that we should choose wisely. So you want to think about goals, and you want to think about achievements, and you want to think about how you measure success, making sure it's in alignment with your own personal belief system, that it's in alignment with your own personal policies. And it's funny because Chalene Johnson has talked a lot about how Darren Hardy was an influence in her life early on in her business. He's one of the people that she references often. And when he was talking about this in his book, I very much heard her talking, because she always says that. And Rachel Hollis even alludes to this often. If something's not a hell yes, then it's a no. If something's not a I really feel strongly about that, then it's a no. So when you're thinking about your goals, if you're like, wouldn't it be so cool if I was an elite coach? But the idea of doing that and putting in all of that work, it really is not necessary to me. Or do I want to be an elite coach because I want to have a fancy dress and an extra night at Summit? Or do I want to be an elite coach because it means my team would be thriving and we'd all be able to support our families? So thinking about your goals, don't judge yourself for them, but think about if it's a goal because it seems cool, if it's a goal because someone once told you it would be a neat thing to reach, or if it's a goal because it truly is in alignment with what you want for your life. So think about that. Hello, Melissa. And no one else on this call or in your life can judge you for what those goals are. If they sit well with you and your personal belief system and your personal priorities, yes, yes. All right, the next one. You never own your success because your success doesn't belong to just you. It does belong to your efforts, which we'll get to in another point, but it doesn't belong to just you. You do not live in isolation. And I think that a majority of us sitting right here are moms anyway, so for sure, your success is not going to belong to just you. So when it comes time to celebrating it and celebrating all those little milestones, celebrate it in community, celebrate it with other people. Thank the people who helped you along the way. Give them the recognition. Give them the glory. You do not own your success. And it's best to remember this, because the second that success slips, it's important to own your failure, right? But don't be the only person to own your success. So if something falls from your grasp, that is not the time to point fingers. But we are the quickest to do that. Oh, well, this didn't work out because my babysitter canceled on me again. Well, this didn't work out because, I just couldn't get the time off from my real job that I needed. Well, this didn't work out because my kids are making me crazy. This didn't work out because of this. But then when we did it, we're like, look at me, look at my rank, look what I did, right? We are so easy to own the success, but to push off the failure on other people or on external factors. I just can't. I don't have it in me because somebody didn't teach me how, somebody didn't bless me with this skill set. Own the failure and share the success, okay? Which I think is a really cool perspective. Number 3, it's what you do with what you know that counts, not what you know. So stop listening to all the podcasts. Stop listening to me right now. If there's things you need to be doing that'll serve your business and your personal goal, pause this, mute me, log off, and go do it, right? It's not about knowing all the things. I could listen to 1,000 Audible books and then 1,000 more and be in the exact same place in my life that I am in right now. You could watch all the Beachbody Champions trainings all day long, binge them, know all of the coaches' middle names, right? But if you're not doing the work that they're doing, if you're not enacting what it is that you take in, what's the point? What is the point? Maybe you'll succeed at Jeopardy one day. Beachbody Jeopardy. They did have that in NLC, and hopefully all of you will attend and be able to play Beachbody Jeopardy. But you won't succeed in anything else. It's what you do with what you know, not what you know. So don't brag. Don't be up here, looking at me and look at all the trainings I did, and I listened to more podcasts than anybody, and I could tell you Julie Voris is all 3 of her daughters' names because I've stalked her, right? Take the tips and her humor and her, get it done attitude and go get it done. The take no talents. That's what Julie Voris always talks about. Things that take no talent. Doing with what you know takes no talent. It really takes no talent. Just enact it. All right, number 4. There is no magic bullet to success and no magic bullet that gets the people out of your way who are blocking you from success, right? You get what I mean? The only thing that's going to get you there is hard work. So understand that you and me and Stephanie and Melissa, who I'm so happy to see on here, and Leanne and Robin and Teresa and Leslie and Jackie and anybody who watches this recording, we have something in common. We have the ability to work hard. So do my kids. So do your husbands. So do your neighbors down the street. Every person has the ability to work hard. Every person has the ability to take what they know or to find out more information and to do something with it. Everybody has the opportunity and the ability to share their success and to own their failures and to choose their successes and their goals wisely. Everybody does. But you and I are going to do it, right? Other people are not going to do it. They're just going to collect more information. They're going to set more goals. They're going to remake their vision board for the 1,000th time. They're going to buy a new planner because in July, all the school ones come out and they're pretty again. So everyone's going to buy their new planners and start over. I do that every year. I'm not doing it this year. Not doing it. I'm just going to stick with what I've got and I'm going to work hard at it. A new planner isn't going to do it for me. Me and my hard work are going to do it for me. Doing this with all of you is going to do it for me and for you, and it's possible. Number 5, become a master at something. We cannot be good at everything except being moms because everything in our lives require that of us, right? We are cooks that our kids think are awesome even if they don't eat our food. We fold laundry the right way. No one else in the house can. We put the toilet paper on in the right direction. Why can't anyone else figure that out, right? Like we moms are masters at a lot of things that other people stink at. But when it comes to your business and it comes to your health and it comes to your personal successes, master one thing and do it the best and keep working at that. So maybe it's a social media. Maybe you're really, really good at Instagram, or maybe you're like Leslie, who's really, really, really growing on Facebook all the time. That's where her energy should be. She could be, when it comes to social media, a master at that game. Fiddle with Instagram, have a good time, play around. But if that's what's working, be that master and own it. That's where you belong. If, when it comes to workouts, we all gravitate back to the workouts we're really good at. Teresa's doing 80-day obsession again. She's like, heck with you people on your morning meltdown. That's my jam. That's what I need. And that's what she's doing because that's what she's mastered. And that's when she feels most empowered. So don't spread yourself thin. I saw a quote. I shared it in our challenge group yesterday or today maybe. And it said, you're not good spread too thin, just like peanut butter, something like that. Like just like peanut butter, don't spread yourself too thin, right? The thicker the peanut butter, the better. So the thicker you, the better. Master that one thing and just be really, 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 really freaking good at it. And finally, everything that I've said so far means nothing if you don't believe in those 3 goals I asked you to think about in the beginning. If you don't believe you're worthy of that personal goal, that health goal, and that business goal. If you don't believe in yourself, we all can believe in you. Your family can believe in you. Rachel Hollis herself can come down and touch your forehead at Summit and tell you she believes in you. But if you don't believe in you, it doesn't matter. You have the power over your brain. Rewire your thinking to realize that where you are sitting right now is where you are meant to sit. And everything that's happened to you and for you and by you and because of you and with you and against you has put you in this seat to give you the opportunity to say right now, I deserve this awesome thing and this great thing and this success, because you do. And all it takes is rewiring your brain and hard work, one step at a time. And that's where the compound effect is going to come in. So I want you to each think about those goals that you have for your life, business, health, and personal. And right now, without overthinking it, please don't overthink it. Personally, on your paper, or if you want to type it in the chat, if you want to share it, I want you to write down one thing you can do each day. And it's the same thing every day. That's going to compound over time. So maybe if your business goal is to share the coaching opportunity more, commit to inviting one more person each day than you do right now. So maybe if you don't invite anybody, now you're inviting one person every day moving forward. If you invite 2 people every day, now you're inviting 3. You're not 10xing it. We're not doing that. That's too much. That's too much for us right now. We are going one extra step at a time. If you're not getting enough sleep, commit to 5 extra minutes. That's going to add up to what? 30 extra minutes a week. And if that works this week, then commit to 5 more minutes next week and 5 more minutes the next until you get to that number where you belong. If you are struggling because you're drinking too much coffee, right? You're relying on coffee too much or relying on that extra scoop of Energize, then cut it down. Lose 1 each day and see how that makes you feel. But do something for yourself, one small change, and make it the same change for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see how you feel. And if you can compound a little bit more, compound a little bit more. But one extra thing in your in your business, one change in your health, and one change in your personal life that are all going to drive you to that goal. And perhaps in a couple of weeks, you're going to see the changes, but perhaps it's going to take us a couple of months or a year, but it doesn't matter because we're all in this for the long game. We wouldn't be sitting on a call at 9:20 on a Monday night if we weren't in this for the long game, for ourselves, for our families, for our health, for our happiness. We're in it for the long game. So it doesn't matter if it happens in 5 minutes or 20 minutes or 20 weeks. It's going to happen because it's the rule. It's the compound effect. I mean, it's science. If you haven't read the book, it's science. It's just, it works. Okay? It works. Let's see what everyone is saying so far. I'm liking seeing these things. Hey, Mindy, I will invite a coach a day consistently instead of inconsistent. All right. Business, Stephanie, discuss coaching weekly on stories. I like it. Weekly is a great goal. Seek joy daily. Oh, I love it. I love it. Teresa, that one's for you too. I want you to make that one your goal as well. Seek joy daily. I am going to, let's see. My biz is actually to love my challengers more. Every day. I got out of my daily challenge group habit, and that's, I log in, but I just don't love on everybody every day, and I miss doing that. Personal. Oh, I love that, to stretch more. Mine is 5 extra minutes of sleep. I've been so tired lately. It's gonna happen. I love it. Awesome. Cool beans. Okay, my action item for you tonight is to share one of these on your Instagram stories. So whichever one that you feel most comfortable with, or if you'd rather not share that, then you can share one of the takeaways from the 6 tips that I just shared. Just give people a little bit of motivation, but do it in the state you're in now, in the sweaty summer face that I've got going on, in your hoodie and whatever's going on in all those places that you're in. I ain't gonna judge and put some kind of thoughts in there. But go on your stories and share either one of the 6 takeaways or one of the goals that you're going to commit to and create a little accountability there. And then what time is it? It's 9:23. Awesome. I am going to ask everybody to stay on until 9:30 doing whatever business activities you have not done today. All right, I'm going to mute myself so that I can do my story and you can do the same. And, I'll check back in at 9:30 and make sure that we've got our work done and hear what it is that you did. So we will have a little show and share. So at the end of at 9:30, a quick little word as to what business activity you did. All right? I love it. I'm going to mute me. Who is that? Yeah, no, wait, I'm going to read these. Business a challenge a day, believe in myself more, keep routine even on weekends, starting tracker now. It's okay, me too, Jackie. I brought it to karate and it didn't happen.
I'm glad I'm not alone. I might be on past 9:30.
It is 9:30. If you're anything like me, I just spent that time just working on that story I was talking about and tagging everyone in it and coming up with hashtags. So I didn't get any extra business stuff done. Anybody get anything done beyond that? Robin's like, no.
No, I just did what your action item was.
Yeah, same. That's all I was able to achieve. But that's something, right?
But I do still have to do the 531. I have not accomplished that today.
All right, nice. Cool. Anyone else doing something more? Well, I'm going to stop the recording.